Hello, welcome to the Nightmare Blunt Rotation. As established in my previous video about Drake, I have spent the last 2 months or so writing a 61,000 word document about all the allegations that have come out since the Drake and Kendrick beef. And today, Alex Elmsley, aka ImAllexx, is the one smoking the blunt tune. Just as a heads up, there is physical but primarily emotional abuse discussed and displayed throughout this video. So without further ado, let's get started.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you...
Alright, so if you're unaware, ImAllexx is a commentary YouTuber with roughly 2 million subscribers. Generally, his content focuses around exposing people or discussing drama, which is a little bit ironic considering the circumstances, but regardless, his girlfriend at the time, Alice Hairs, aka Mellis, released a tweet on the 16th of July, 2024. I think for presentation's sake, it's going to be easier for me to just refer to ImAllexx as ImAllexx, otherwise I'm just going to be going Alice. Alice tweeted out, "Here's my statement on the situation I've been scared to speak out on," and linked to a Google Drive which included 6 videos and 1 sound file alongside an 82-page document titled Statement, Read First. Naturally, I watched the videos first and it was a whole lot of
This is all just me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick.
and not a lot of context, so let's get into that Statement Read First document. Alice notably opens by sharing that one of the factors behind her fear of coming forward with this information was the fact that ImAllexx had actually threatened to create a contradicting story to discredit her if she was to do so. This gives me the opportunity to mention the fact that ImAllexx hasn't responded publicly to these allegations. In fact, he hasn't released anything to his YouTube channels or social media accounts at all since the allegations dropped. If you look at his Twitter, the last tweet is from April 24th, 2024, a whole 3 months before this allegation came out, yet it is still oddly relevant to the story. Within the tweet, this dumb fuck explains that he signed his channel up to get managed, you know, like one of those machinima type companies that do absolute dick except for rinse you of your ad revenue. Yeah, well, ImAllexx claims that since at least December of 2023, his channel manager has been holding his income hostage.
But that's why I'm a professional and you're all not.
Anyway, the reason this is relevant will come up as I keep going through Alice's claims. Alice states that their relationship became official on the 17th of March, 2023. However, they had already been seeing each other for a few months before that. Initially, all was good. However, minor issues began to arise. As time passed, those issues became major ones. Specifically, ImAllexx would get upset with Alice not being available to call 24/7, which led to him berating her over mobile phone or Discord, even firing up his $5,000 streaming setup just so she could really get immersed in the experience of being emotionally abused by her boyfriend.
This is the thing, even though now, when it's too fucking late, you admit that you did everything fucking wrong. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it, you fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing.
Wow, it's almost like we're in the room with them. Allegedly, ImAllexx went as far as to tell her to self-harm when Alice shared her history with the issue. Although there's no evidence for it, I'm sure that as we go through this document, you'll agree with me in the belief that it's probably just because it wasn't recorded. Alice goes on to detail over the next 24 pages in a couple paragraphs and 46 screenshots how ImAllexx would emotionally manipulate her by being verbally abusive, only to love bomb her or threaten her with breaking up if she was to react the next minute. Additionally, she also shows evidence of ImAllexx threatening to refollow all the girls she had requested he unfollowed when they began dating. The next point she touches upon is the consistent arguments about work, that being content creation, whether it be streaming or video production. Alice claims that she wasn't particularly interested in being successful with content creation in the first place, more just wanting to spend time with her boyfriend. However, ImAllexx would encourage her to do so as he wanted to impart his expertise upon someone. When Alice would go and talk to ImAllexx about it, however, he would simply shit on whatever she was doing, call it garbage, and then get pissed that she wasn't agreeing with him or taking his advice.
I think I may have said like 100 times, to the point where it's actually really hard to follow what I'm saying, because it's so flexible. I've gone, you could do this, but you might be able to do that, but you might be able to do that, and you might be able to do this, and this might work, but you might be able to do that, and it sounds fucking mental. I don't even understand how you could possibly actually follow along to it. Like most of my friends struggle to actually understand what I'm saying, but that's why I'm a professional and you're all not.
Another example of this is within the text, where it seems as if he is schizo-rambling, nonsensical advice, all the while hurling abuse at her. Additionally, within the following screenshots, she provides evidence of ImAllexx using the N-word, and here's some audio of that as well.
You don't actually like you don't clean up after yourself. Nigga, neither do you.
In case you can't tell, I'm not personally offended, however, this is what he's previously said about the usage of the word ninja when he was called out for using it in a video talking about the Classico Takenouchi incident.
Yeah, I know people have been bringing up that old video of me on Twitter a lot recently, and I understand why, and I get it. And I have addressed it on multiple podcasts, I've addressed it on multiple Instagram live streams, but it's obviously, I'm not going to hide away from it, and it's important for me to address it now. A lot of people know the video in question. I deleted that video because I don't stand by that video, and that video was fucking stupid. And there's no excuses for that video that I made. The context of the video was I was calling Takenouchi an idiot because she called somebody a racial slur, which is obviously fucking horrible. Now, I personally believe, because I wasn't calling somebody it, but I was talking about the word in context, that it was okay to say. It obviously wasn't. It obviously wasn't okay to say. And in the context of that fucking video anyway, it doesn't make it any better. Just because I was saying it's bad to be racist doesn't mean it's okay to fucking use that stuff. And the video's old, and it's removed, and frankly, I'm ashamed every time I see it get tweeted at me. It really makes me fucking sad, because I know that I shouldn't have done it, and that's why I removed the video a few months after I fucking made it.
Nigga, neither do you.
There is also now evidence of ImAllexx telling Ellis to kill herself, which is pretty fucking wild to say to your girlfriend, but I suppose what hasn't been in all of these texts and videos so far. Ellis additionally states that one of the ways ImAllexx would enact the aforementioned verbal abuse and love bombing upon her was by telling her that he meant everything he was saying when he was mad, only to tell her the polar opposite when he had calmed down. As if the allegations weren't already disturbing enough, Ellis states that they went on a holiday together to Italy in July, which was only her third time overseas. While they were there, Ellis observed ImAllexx watching a video about a girl becoming hypersexual after trauma. Ellis shares that she then proceeded to open up about her own sexual assault and the resulting trauma to ImAllexx, which prompted him to say that he didn't want to hear what had been done to her by other guys. Pretty reasonably, Ellis responds by going to another room and crying, which ImAllexx reacts to by threatening to fly back home alone, stranding her in another country, which, again, might I mention, was only her third time traveling, so she was relying on him. Just as a cherry on top, in a follow-up Discord chat discussing the incident, ImAllexx is quoted to have said, "I have no fond memories with you." Moving down the timeline, ImAllexx either forgets or just doesn't care and cancels plans to hang out on Ellis's birthday because he wanted to go watch Star Wars with the bro. Man's got his priorities straight, I guess. What? Why are you screaming at me, bitch? Yeah? Fuck you. Nah. We're going to briefly take a trip down to the bottom of the document as Ellis mentions an incident that occurred around September. It was the first instance of alleged violence within their relationship. Ellis states they're in a heated argument in which ImAllexx was getting in her face, belittling her, calling her names. When Ellis began to cry, ImAllexx began laughing at her and called her boring, which prompted Ellis to slap ImAllexx in the face. Look, I don't think that's okay or justified. However, I do think it's understandable considering the circumstances and kind of pales in comparison to the rest of the shit in this document. I'd also like to note that Ellis very easily could have just not mentioned that. However, that could of course backfire in her face if ImAllexx was to respond twisting the narrative like he said he would, which he hasn't ended up doing. Anyways, their arguments shifted to the topic of moving, as ImAllexx was looking at moving into a new property at the time and expected Ellis to move in with him. Ellis was apprehensive and this caused an argument, in which ImAllexx stated, "I got more important shit to worry about than your feelings, especially when your feelings are based on absolute wank. And then you start going on about how you're scared to move, just die in a fucking hole," alongside the statement, "Please hurry yourself in the garden," in which he was assumedly trying to say bury yourself in the garden. He follows this up with, "Fuck our anniversary, we didn't make it, I'll take someone else out next week." We're now approaching the halfway point of Ellis's document. Yes, only halfway. I'd say ImAllexx's messages escalated at this point, but let's be real, he started at a power level of 11 out of 10. Let's just say he takes it to criminal levels. As apparently Ellis's tone of voice when she said, "I'm going to bed" during a call prompted ImAllexx to say, "I'm going to fucking kill you, I'm going to break your neck." And so of course, they moved in together the same month. Ellis states that this is the point in which she began taking notes down, recording, and talking to her parents about it. 4 days into living together, Ellis alleges that the first instance of ImAllexx being physically abusive occurred. She states that it was initially a screaming match that she was trying to get away from. ImAllexx escalated when she attempted to leave by grabbing her hoodie and pulling her to the ground. According to Ellis, ImAllexx stated, "You're not getting away," which prompted Ellis to stand up and make a run for the bathroom. However, ImAllexx intercepted her and put her in a fucking headlock, covering her mouth because she was screaming for him to get off of it. Ellis manages to get free and makes a mad dash for the bathroom, in which she locks herself inside, with ImAllexx stood outside screaming at her, calling her crazy, telling her to leave the house. While this was ongoing, she texted her parents for advice, in which you can see the screenshots of here. Despite this, they continued living together. So sometime later, Ellis discovered that her glasses had gone missing, and as a result, she went looking for them by herself. After an extended duration of time looking, Ellis began to suspect that ImAllexx had something to do with them going missing, and upon questioning him, he instantly dropped the facade, laughing about it, acting like it's no big deal, stating that he'd thrown them away. Why? Prescription glasses are not cheap? Well, it turns out, much like a child, he had broken them days earlier, and instead of owning up to the mistake, he had attempted to hide the evidence of it. Ellis also notes that according to her, ImAllexx had begun being secretive of his phone, and upon investigating, Ellis discovered that ImAllexx had been stalking his ex and even had nudes of that aforementioned ex still saved on his phone. When he was confronted about it, he simply apologized and they moved on. Ellis lives with ImAllexx for another month. However, on the 28th of December, Ellis was cleaning the kitchen in preparation for ImAllexx's parents to come around for dinner, which ImAllexx interpreted as her being mad. As a result, he begins asking Ellis if anything was wrong, to which she would say, "I'm fine and nothing is wrong, I just want to clean." ImAllexx, however, did not believe her and escalated to yelling at her, saying that she was lying about not being upset. At this point, however, Ellis is not responding, so ImAllexx begins panicking, asking for tasks he can do around the house. When Ellis says that he can wipe the sides of the counters or take the bins out, ImAllexx begins freaking the fuck out, saying that she gave him more than one task and he can only handle one task at a time. Fucking man-child. As a result of his antics, Ellis begins to walk away. However, ImAllexx kicks her in the back. This is the point at which she starts the 5-minute recording on the Google Drive. It's a black screen and she has her phone in her shirt the whole time. However, you can hear her walking around the house, being followed by ImAllexx as he literally schizo-rambles at Ellis with next to no reply. This is also the clip in which I got the audio of ImAllexx saying ninja. I'm just gonna cut out all the silence and leave just them talking in as the audio. Remember I said at the beginning of this video that ImAllexx's last tweet would be relevant later?
Over what? I don't understand. Because it's not like you've got anything to fucking be stuck up over. For some reason, something isn't good enough for you. You get to do whatever you fucking want all day. It's like, and then you look like a fucking miserable fucking little cunt all the time. Like, your face is annoying to look at, like when I come downstairs. Like, I'm actually fed up of looking at you, which is why I sleep downstairs. Because I don't want to have to come upstairs and, oh, you're taking all the covers. It's like, fucking woman, just like, fucking ask me to buy another one, or stop fucking complaining. Like, nothing, the thing is, it annoys me, is nothing needs to be an argument, because everything is fixable. Buy a new duvet, I sleep downstairs. But no, you've always got to act like none of this stuff, because you don't actually try and fix any of your fucking problems. Like, it's infuriating at this point. Like earlier, you're miserable about something in the kitchen. All you have to do is say what it is and you fix. It's fine. You don't have to like, you don't clean up after yourself. Nigga, neither do you. So, what do you think? It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't go around fucking complaining about everything that you don't clean up after. Why? Because you don't belong that in your fucking little small brain. You're not even honest to pay for any of it. So, who really fucking cares what you have to say? And what does it even fucking matter? If you want to clean up, I'll fucking hire one. It's my money. But this is the thing, even right now, you just ignore all of that. I'm giving you options for everything, you just ignore everything. You're not actually trying to sort out any of these problems. And if you've got a problem with bins, why don't you fucking call them? Why does it have to be me? You can fucking call people, you can get it sorted, you can take them out if you want to. But no, because Alice doesn't actually fucking do anything. I'm trying to fucking, right now, I'm spending 3 hours fucking every single day trying to figure out where fucking 75,000 fucking pounds has gone, and whether I'm ever gonna get it, and then any of my future YouTube revenue, because the company's holding my channel fucking hostage. So yeah, sorry I forget about to fucking clean the side sometimes. I got bigger fish to fry, and I still have the post. You just don't think about any of that.
Go away. Go away. So are you, ironically. So are you.
I tried to stop this like 7 times.
Then you could have stopped. It was you. It was all you.
I tried to stop it.
Go away.
I did try to
Go
stop
away. Go away. Just go away.
it. Fury.
Yes.
Like, if you had to do half the shit I had to do, you would understand why loads of stuff doesn't get done.
Go away. Just go away.
You upload one half-assed video every 3 weeks. And it does terribly. Well, I slept up here because you made me. I wanted to sleep downstairs so I could fucking actually wake up on time today.
I didn't make you.
Yes, you did.
No.
You were throwing a fucking fit.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Well, you can stop this right now.
Yes, shut up. You're following me and going on. Fuck off, please.
Yeah, he seems to think that his stress caused by being a cash-hungry dumb fuck who signed his channel away justifies the abuse he's subjected Ellis to. This incident led to Ellis leaving the house after she texted a friend to pick her up. Despite this, she wasn't quite free yet, as ImAllexx still had her $4,000 computer and had even threatened to throw it outside. Upon returning to retrieve it, however, she discovered that the keyboard had been smashed to pieces, which ImAllexx just tried to claim as, oh, the keys fell off while I was packing it away. Despite this, upon turning her PC on, she discovered that not only the keyboard, but the monitors and camera were all absolutely fucking demolished. This may have been the end of their relationship, however, it was not the end of ImAllexx's abuse. He began messaging, begging for her to take him back, even saying that he'd gone as far as to take out the bins. When this didn't work, he began following exes and girls in a bid to try and make her jealous. Eventually, ImAllexx just went a lot more direct with it and began arguing with Ellis about her not giving him attention, which predictably prompted her to just block him. He did not stop there though, as he began messaging her using alternate accounts, even trying to contact her through her account dedicated to her cat, which, side note, this is her cat Bear. So fucking cute, bro. It's the same fucking breed as my cat, bro. Like, see? He's a Scottish fold as well, which is why his ears are folded over and so are Bear's. Anyway, when social media didn't work, he decided to mail shit to her house, including flowers, a teddy bear, his fucking hoodie lathered in aftershave alongside a letter. It looks like he even left a note on the Amazon gift package with the teddy bear. Ellis additionally provides a video that displays ImAllexx attempting to contact her deep into March of this year, which is assumedly a part of the reason why she started reposting tweets about narcissists and abuse recovery. This is what led to the public finding out about it, as ImAllexx's fans put 2 and 2 together and realized that ImAllexx's ex was posting about narcissists and abuse. Naturally, being post-Slazo incident ImAllexx fans, they began accusing Ellis, the victim, of vague posting about ImAllexx to make him look bad. Subsequently, Ellis released the document in a pretty successful, might I say, attempt to refute the claims that she was just vague posting to make ImAllexx look bad. As much as ImAllexx is yet to respond, I don't think there's anything he could release to explain even half of this shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen Sanrio girls and self-proclaimed empaths do some pretty schizo shit, but unless Ellis managed to hypothetically crop out all mentions of her murdering his fucking dog or something, there is very little I could even imagine ImAllexx could release to justify the videos, let alone the 82-page document containing 145 screenshots and photos of evidence alongside Ellis's sole witness testimony. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I still haven't elaborated on that singular sound file. I'm only going to play the important bits because unedited, it's literally the same length as my fucking video. If you for whatever reason want to listen to 20 unedited minutes of ImAllexx basically just self-admitting to being an abuser and groveling at Ellis's feet, assumingly in an attempt to win her affection back, well, go ahead, I guess. It's in the description below, linked in the research document.
It wasn't acceptable behavior, like in any way, shape or form. It was insane. Like, I guess I've just been stuck in that cycle for so long that I felt like I could do no wrong. I felt like I was the fucking, you know, oh, look at me, I do all this fucking work and I do everything and I try and do this and, you know, just nobody's appreciative and, you know, I know you appreciated it and I know that you appreciated the effort that I used to put in. And then I just stopped because I had you and you're my girlfriend and we lived together, and the more further we got through our relationship, the less effort I put in. And if it wasn't for you leaving, I might never ever have changed my ways. I might have just continued on like that. At the end of the day, the only thing that's important is that I didn't listen to you. You were right. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I was impossible to work with. I didn't make it easy. I constantly thought inwards about myself and not about you and what was going on. I didn't make any any attempts to change. I didn't make any attempts to fix my life. I made excuses, and it got to the point where I wanted to be alone, because if I was alone, nobody could tell me that I was fucking up and I was doing anything wrong. And for the first week that you weren't here, I just spent the entire week doing nothing, and after that week I realised just kind of like how fucked up my life was, and I have made attempts to try and fix it. You know, I have a schedule, take out the bins, I look after the cats. You know, I'm like a functioning person. I go out for my bike ride. I've been sorting out my doctor's appointment, even though it's bloody hard in the middle of fucking nowhere. Just like so frustrated because I've been doing all of that, but then I've been getting on with you, and instead of like apologizing, I've been trying to just be like, oh no, look, I'm good now. Like I'm perfectly fine now. I'm like a person. Everything's great. And I realize that must come across as like so dismissive to you, or also like, why is he doing that stuff now? Why is he being like this now? Why couldn't it have been like this back then? And then you get upset or angry, which is fine and understandable, or I do something to upset and angry you, like following some fucking idiot on Twitter or Instagram, some woman. Yeah, you must think like, oh, this guy's like, he's just a fucking cunt, and he's not gonna apologize for what I did, and he's not gonna try and make it work with me. I was trying to be like too cool and nonchalant at points, and then I would let it slip how uncool and how not well I was taking everything, and by that I mean my behaviour. I haven't been lashing out at you because of the fact that you left me. I've been lashing out at you because of the fact that I didn't fix my stuff. A lot of this stuff has been really complicated to work out, you know, because I blow hot and cold. You've seen me. I'm apologising 1 minute, shouting the next, angry 1 minute, please come here, hold me, you know, because you obviously had said, like you have on this, give me time to come back, talk properly, apologise, I need time to process stuff, and I wasn't doing it. And then I started doing it almost like out of spite. I started doing it being like, oh, yeah, well, I'm sleeping on the sofa now. Isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what you wanted me to go away? Because I'm such a fuck up? It was like self-pitying, self-absorbed bullshit. Yeah, it's just really like fucked up thing to do to you at the end of the relationship. So I know why you left, because at that point, there was like no love. At least I wasn't showing it anyway. A kiss when you're playing League probably was more annoying than anything, because you know I was probably doing it to avoid our problems. I just want to make it really clear that like, it's like it was me. And anything that I said before in any argument, I have looked back at all of them. I went back and read them. I read old iMessages from us from the beginning of the last year. I could see how I caused everything. Jealous about you playing games with your friends because I wanted you to dedicate your life to me. You know, not in a fucking weird way. I just wanted to run off into the sunset with you. I was madly in love. But probably, you know, I had, oh fuck, my toe. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ow, fucking hell. I was madly in love, and you know, I even said to you, like, I'm worried that I was still being vicious and lashing out at you and being angry, but I was like using it as like an excuse to fucking do it, being like, look, I might do it. Like it was like it was blackmail. I was being like, you should call me, because if you don't call me, you're gonna lose the apology and I'm gonna be all angry. And it's because I couldn't control my emotions at all. I wasn't trying to. I wanted to. I felt like anytime you pulled away, I wanted to just burn everything down. That was just where my brain went to. Just fuck everything. I wanted you to move at my pace, and obviously I was sprinting because I did know the damage I'd done. So I was trying to push you too fast and further than you wanted by showering you in gifts and sending you messages and trying to call you and being like, let's meet up and all of that. I should have done it all in the first week. I'm really deeply sorry that it took me this long to really reflect properly on everything. I was still victimizing myself, and it was wrong of me, and I should not have made that even more of an issue for you. I'm sorry that this is super long on top of everything I've already sent you. I'll cut it here and wait for you to respond, and then, you know, maybe I'll send more or whatever. It's not because you're lesser or because you have issues. It's not because of that. Like, you were fine. It's not because of you. It's nothing to do with you. You did actually tell me, and you were upfront and honest about it, which is more than I could say for how I've been. And instead, I used that to call you a liar. You know, I understand it's my fault why we have a lot of all of the issues. Sorry, not a lot. Not trying to let myself get off the hook all of them. And with work and stuff, I know that you were just trying to enjoy it, and I was making it unenjoyable for you because I wasn't having fun. So I believed that everybody else shouldn't have fun and that you shouldn't have fun, and that I convinced myself that life is miserable and life is fucking... And because I was being selfish and being like, why doesn't she... I was like, why doesn't she want to share the cat with me? And it's because of the way that I was acting. And I knew that, by the way. It's not me. I didn't just figure that out. Like, I knew that back then. I was like, oh, of course she's going to take the cat away from me. I'm being a dick. Why would she want a cat near me? She doesn't want the cat to be attached to me because she probably wants to leave. And I felt that at the time, and instead of doing anything about it, I just fucking moped and sulked like a fucking child. And even all the way back to when you said that stuff about the bipolar disorder, and I was mean. I read that text the other day, and I'm so angry. Like, why was I like that to you? I know what I meant at the time, but I was making it about me. And you said that, you knew that. And I did apologise back then. But I didn't change any behaviour. Like, I saw you say that and I thought, oh, that's an excuse for why she doesn't text me. That's an excuse for why she doesn't want to talk to me. Because I was down your throat. And in reality, you were just trying to say it's not my fault and I'm doing my best. But instead I thought you were using it because I so convinced myself that like you were out of my league and that I didn't deserve you, and also that I was gonna fuck it up. I'd convinced myself that you were always looking for a way out, when in reality you just wanted me to be normal. You didn't want my money, you didn't want anything from me apart from me to just be what I could be all the time. And I'm so sorry, Alice. I would have been happy with you, but instead I convinced myself that this fucking terrible behaviour was powering me like a sorry, my phone cut off. It wasn't acceptable behaviour.
Yeah, I think we have heard enough. As I previously said, there was a shitload I cut out of that voice message. Also, as you heard at the end, there are seemingly loops, and much like an Ouroboros, I have absolutely no idea where the beginning or end point is. Regardless, in my opinion, ImAllexx does outline an extremely similar narrative to Ellis, only really not mentioning the physical abuse part. In my mind, oh, go listen now by Nodos, that's about as close to a confession as you can really get. I mean, you can't even really write it off as him unintentionally being abusive either, as he explains the process in depth. There's also another aspect I left in there at the end, but I haven't really mentioned yet, but obviously was a massive cause of strife in the relationship, and that was ImAllexx's weirdness around the cat Bear. Supposedly he would make jokes about stealing Bear, which I do think is pretty fucking odd, but anyway, I don't know how likely it is that ImAllexx would even attempt to make a comeback anytime soon, especially when considering for the fact that his channel revenue is allegedly being held hostage. But I guess that's what the Alex Elmsley second channel is for. Are you fucking kidding me? He does that all the time, bro. Get out! Stop! He's in the fucking green screen! Get out the fucking green screen, cunt! What the fuck? Fuck off! Go! No! Stop! Nugget! You fuck! Oh, fuck me, Nugget. Oh, such a little shithead, bro. Regardless, that apparently isn't all, however, as while Ellis was defending herself from frankly quite feral Twitter replies, she stated in some now deleted tweets that there was more evidence she intended on coming out with down the line, and also mentioned that there is police involvement. Also real quick, but I don't know if Ellis made the smartest decision by responding to all the Twitter account burner spam. It is a little bit schizo, but I don't necessarily blame her. It would be extremely emotionally draining for a whole slew of accounts to be trying to turn your own abuse accounts on you. There are two notable accounts that were particularly vocal about discrediting or questioning Ellis, that being Kailua and Izzy. It seems as if there's just one individual creating all these burner accounts, as there are plenty that Ellis had already blocked. However, Kailua and Izzy are just the ones that she decided to debunk directly. Anyway, as I said, it's all clearly one individual, and that individual is either the most diehard ImAllexx fan or just ImAllexx himself. The Kailua account had even liked a tweet that I put out asking for clarification on a statement that Ellis had released, which, regardless of whether or not it's ImAllexx himself or a diehard ImAllexx fan, is kind of funny to me, considering the fact that I most definitely was not defending him. In fact, I'd go as far as to say I believe whoever's behind the Kailua account is an absolute freak, judging by the amount that they've been tweeting at Ellis from a multitude of different accounts. If anything, I apologize to Ellis for potentially being a factor behind fooling Kailua into believing anyone would be behind his mad crusade. Anyway, another one of those accounts, Sage, ended up posting these videos as supposed evidence of Ellis being the abuser in the relationship and not ImAllexx.
That's abuse. That's abuse. Okay.
Help me, I'm being attacked, Don't hurt me.
That was such a fucking nothing burger of evidence that I almost had to think that they were fucking joking, yet they very clearly are trying to present it as evidence in defense of ImAllexx. In case I still need to make it clear, this is obviously fucking play fighting at worst, although I'd more accurately describe it as a harmless bit. If anything, I'd say you can read more into Ellis's facial expressions when ImAllexx turned it into a joke about abuse. Ellis was not the only person to come out against ImAllexx, as there was also another Twitter user by the name of Jess Carter who had actually released some now deleted tweets in 2020 which detailed her experience dating ImAllexx. However, she did not initially name him. It was after Ellis's allegations were released that Jess Carter wrote an additional note in which she expressed her support for Ellis and also retrospectively explained that the person in 2020 that she was talking about was ImAllexx. Since the only evidence provided in Jess's allegation is one screenshot and her testimony, I'm only going to give it a brief overview. However, it is in its entirety behind me. Jess states that she was in an on and off relationship with ImAllexx throughout November of 2018 to February of 2020. Supposedly, the relationship was pretty normal for the first few months. However, something shifted which gave Jess the impression that ImAllexx was hiding something. This was soon seemingly confirmed as Jess found out through social media that ImAllexx had actually gone clubbing with one of his exes and a group of friends. This is obviously already pretty distressing considering ImAllexx wasn't exactly forthcoming with that information. However, they had even previously had conversations about how ImAllexx hanging out with that ex made Jess uncomfortable. Supposedly, these conversations would just lead to ImAllexx deflecting, saying that he needed to hang out with that ex for work. Despite this explanation, Jess would observe ImAllexx and his ex talking pretty fucking regularly, noting that they would even call every night. Eventually, ImAllexx broke up with Jess and then claimed that it had been the worst 6 months of his life, which, hey, doesn't that sound familiar? Jess states that during the period of time that they were broken up, she posted a tweet talking about how a guy at the gym was hot, which prompted ImAllexx to call her tweaking out, exclaiming that he thought that she would wait for him. This apparently led to them getting back together somehow, and Jess ends up looking through ImAllexx's messages, discovering that he had been misrepresenting how close he was with his ex. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. Jess basically just details a lot of emotional abuse, but as I previously said, there isn't as much evidence. The two things that give it credence are, number one, the fact that despite ImAllexx not being named initially, Jess's allegation was released a multitude of years before Ellis's, and a lot of the behaviors line up. Of course, there's also number two, that aforementioned screenshot of ImAllexx saying that he's going to kill Jess. The context of the screenshot was provided in Jess's most recent of the notes, in which she said that it was a conversation between ImAllexx and one of Jess's friends who later showed it to Jess. Now, what about the fallout? Well, you may recall I said the phrase post-Slazo incident a little while ago. Slazo was a YouTuber who had been exposed by ImAllexx previously for ironically being an extremely abusive boyfriend and rapist. The issue is, it later came out that those allegations were basically falsified and Slazo was at most an immature boyfriend. There were further DMs leaked by the ever unfaithful Big Dog Turkey Tom that actually indicated there was a conspiracy between YouTubers to end Slazo's career. Of course, ImAllexx was a part of this despite the fact that they had collaborated and publicly were good friends.
I don't think he's innocent at all. Che may not also be innocent and may have hid stuff and used jokes to try and maybe push a certain agenda, but at the same time the stuff that Michael admitted to is stuff that makes me not want to be friends with somebody who is capable of doing those things, even the things he admitted to.
Stop saying she's a 14-year-old. He was 16. There's nothing wrong with that, you fucking idiot.
Well, Slazo's Twitter was looking pretty fucking dead up until the day that Ellis posted the allegations, because that's when he posted this. I also explained the story of Slazo because it is relevant to the next allegation that came out against ImAllexx, that being from the YouTuber King Annie. Annie states that she dated ImAllexx from June of 2017 to March of 2018, and that it was the most toxic relationship she's ever been in. She claims a lot of the same stuff as Ellis, just with next to no evidence. The only difference is that she alleged ImAllexx would threaten to kill himself over minor conflicts. The one piece she does provide evidence for is when she stated that they bought matching bracelets for Valentine's Day that you can see ImAllexx wearing in a now deleted video called Back to Nothing. This video was also supposedly posted in an attempt to guilt trip King Annie into replying to ImAllexx, which she did not.
You know, I feel punished for ever wanting to do more, ever thinking that I could, ever believing in myself, you know.
Other than alleging abuse, Annie does have one particularly interesting claim. Specifically, Annie claims that ImAllexx would hear any shred of drama within the content creation space and he would involve himself only to make things worse. One major alleged example of this is the aforementioned case of Slazo. Annie states that Shay, the alleged victim of Slazo, never originally stated that he was a rapist, just a bad boyfriend. However, when ImAllexx got wind of the allegations, he took one glance at them and dictated that Slazo was a rapist, which somehow led to everyone except for ImAllexx catching flack for false rape allegations. Annie states that this is the point at which she cut contact with ImAllexx. However, as Nick DiOrio and Wavy Websurf aptly pointed out, she was actually one of the people who not only pushed the false rape allegation, but still dictated that Slazo was a terrible person even after they'd been cleared up. Oh yeah, also Willany and Mimulus, who were previously publicly friends with ImAllexx, released statements declaring that they had cut ties with him behind the scenes. They stated that they didn't go public with it before for Ellis's sake. Possibly the only positive from this entire situation, other than ImAllexx losing his career and Ellis's cat, Bear, being really fucking cute, is the fact that it caused DJ Killer Keemstar, Clown, and Tommy C to resurrect the baited podcast from the fucking dead. Bear in mind, their last episode was 5 years ago, and it was also a resurrection episode shitting on ImAllexx. Okay, that's about everything. As established in my previous video and at the beginning of this one, this is just one of many allegations that have come out over the past few months that I've written and researched in a bigger project called Every Allegation Since the Drake and Kendrick Beef. So if you're interested in any of those, or you just thought the video was entertaining, a subscription with the notification bell hit would be appreciated and would notify you of my future content. Thank you for watching, have a fantastic day, comment if you have any feedback, like or dislike the video depending on how you felt about it. I'm gonna go get Bunga Fuel now.
Third try and Baby Assassin brought me a little cupcake as a celebration. So I'm gonna eat my cupcake. And there's nothing you're gonna do about it, champ. Nothing. I'm gonna eat my cupcake and I'm gonna celebrate. Nothing you're gonna do about it.